Yo, what's up, traders? Welcome to the official Trade Talk channel where I show you how I analyze price for the most consistent and higher probable entries to help you all become better traders. All right, so I took a day off yesterday and had a few things to take care of, and I get back home and I see that the crypto market is utterly and totally getting destroyed while the risk markets and everything is making a bit of ground at the beginning of this week. So we're going to discuss all of that. We're also going to discuss the FTX liquidity issues or the potential solvency issues that's going on there. We'll look at a couple articles and we'll discuss what we're going to do moving forward and what I think you should do as far as my opinion is concerned. Anyways, we'll see if we can't get us a setup today. And yeah, Sunday during the channel members and Patreon's live stream, we discussed what we assumed that Bitcoin was going to do this week, and that was more than likely head lower because of how much, like, because there was no bullish momentum, right? Usually if you take out a massive swing high, you want to see that bullish momentum take off from there. You don't typically want to see it lollygag around that big technical level. Because what it looks like and starts to smell like would be a bull trap. So what we were doing is we were looking for entries on Sunday or into Monday. Basically, what I was telling them to do, what I was looking to do, was simple. I was going to see if Sunday we could liquidate Saturday's swing high, and that's where I was going to take my entry. The exact price, $21,478. You can see here on Sunday, you did not get up there. We did take an entry short Sunday morning, and that got stopped out due to random market violence via weekend trading. G-Sync compatible display connected. Click here to configure NVIDIA, shut up. All right. Stop it. All right, you know what? We're just going to leave it alone. I have no idea why that's popping up, but it's definitely going to be annoying. There, I'll turn off the notifications because it's just going to keep donging. All right, so here we go. So yeah, we got stopped out due to random market violence, and then the trade absolutely worked out. So after we got stopped out, so let's go discuss Sunday's move. Right here, this candle was Saturday's opening price. That's where Saturday opened, and then Sunday opens up here. All right. So basically what I was doing is I was just watching intraday resistance at the open. We traded away from it here. So around 9, 8, 7, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, somewhere in here, we were looking for that entry. And I was basing the entry because we were trading under the daily open. I was looking for short entries, and I had my entry there at 21,000. Oh, sorry. No, I didn't. I took the entry here, right in here. So I had my stop up above this close. So my stop is right in here. And you can see on this candle right here, it pushed up, stopped me out. Even if you had your stop above that bullish candle, the random market violence weekend garbage shitty price action will do this to you sometimes. It don't matter. That is the trade. The market knows it's the trade, but it goes ahead and stops people out. And then you can see how it rolled over on Sunday and Sunday night and basically just kept going from there. So we did miss the short opportunity, but we were definitely looking for it. So we were on the right side of the market directionally speaking, but knowing or thinking you know which way the market's going to go and being able to make money with that are two different things. All right, so Bitcoin is breaking below intraday support now as we speak. I am going to be watching the SPX here. I think this is going to provide a selling opportunity at the New York stock market open. Here is current resistance, and the target will be right around or just under yesterday's high We do see that the volume point of control is here. The market looks to be a little bit bullish, but what it did the other day is very, very important. What we did the other day was we took out October's high. This is November. That is crucial because as soon as you took out October's high, how did the market react? It reacted bearish. Here is dailies. So this is the reason why we were looking for Sunday's price action to roll over on Bitcoin, because we thought that the S&P 500 was actually leading the marketplace, in a sense showing us the directional bias. Now, since Friday you were bullish, and Monday and today you're bullish, but you're not super bullish. And if this move is going to continue, I would say that there's a likelihood that you can roll over here today. Now, with that being said, if this whole move here from this bear market low to this swing high, if this is the direction the market wants to take, then it should have got a bullish reaction like this down here. And we'll go ahead and fib that for you real quick, just so that way the public knows what we're thinking. Everybody inside of Trade Talk and in the community understands what we're doing here, but the public doesn't. So right in here, you can see how you pulled back to the 50% retracement. That is the retracement of the bear market swing low up to last Friday's high, because it was a very nice, big, strong close, taking out October's swing high and all that, and the same fell swoop, but then you immediately rolled over. So I think this is the impulse. I think this was just a bounce. Let's go into the higher time frame charts. You can see this. Last week, you took out this big bullish candles low. So that marks that as a local top, if you will, or a bull trap. I mean, there's so many different terms for these freaking patterns, but they all mean the same thing. So that you've done that, basically all you're doing here is you're looking for this now. All right, so from last week's swing high to last week's swing low, you can see how we're nicely coming into the 618 retracement level right now. And what is today, ladies and gentlemen? That's right, it is Tuesday. And if you've been following this channel for very long, you understand that I am the best technical analyst when it comes to candlesticks in the entire world. We know that weekly candles ranges are usually, you will see the week high or the week low by Tuesday's trading session, or at least coming into Wednesday's trading session. And if that beginning range is moving up, what do we do, ladies and gentlemen? That is right. We look for the opposite direction, because we are the candlestick whisperers. No, in all reality, we are going to watch intraday resistance here and see if we do take out today's swing high and get a liquidation break strategy. That's what we're going to do today. We're going to watch the S&P 500. You can see that Bitcoin is breaking down below support, and it is putting the midpoint roughly on the support level. So this is a legit breakout. Am I looking for a liquidation break buy on Bitcoin today? No, I am not. And let's go talk about why, because this is very important. Now, I'm not going to sit here and bash FTX or any other exchange for that matter, but there is a liquidity concern right now taking place on the FTX exchange. Basically, the owner of FTX, Sam something or another, and the owner of Binance, CZ, are into just a little bit of a tiff. All right, so basically CZ's calling out FTX, saying that they're illiquid or something like that. FTX says that they're not illiquid, but nevertheless, the damage is done. Since FTX is making big moves on chain, moving money around, they have guaranteed people their money, but today they are limiting withdrawals to only $1,000. Let me explain something to you. I hold money on exchange over on Bitget, and it is a lot more money than this. So if I wanted my money off of Bitget, I would not want just 1/20th of it. You know what I'm saying? I would want it all of it. And since they're doing this, they are doing this to keep their business afloat. A run on all liquidity on FTX would cause STX to start liquidating assets, and that in turn causes what you are seeing transpire across the entire crypto specter, right? The entire sector. Sorry, not specter. Sector, across the whole sector. All right. If you go over here, you can see everything is red. Everything. And some assets are down big, like 10% and higher. That's down big, ladies and gentlemen. Bitcoin is off rather a lot here this morning. So we're not going to try to step in front of that. Basically, what I was going to do is I was going to watch this level. If it held a support, I would have taken a long entry, and I only would have been targeting intraday resistance right there. So from here to there, that would have been the trade. It did not play out. You have broken down. So I am not going to try to catch a falling knife while all of this is transpiring, especially if I have a bearish bias on risk. Okay. The bearish bias is just because of last week's price action. If last week would not have transpired, I would still have an overall bullish bias for the near term, bouncing off those bear market lows. But since we got last week's price action, that basically told me that more than likely we're going to see a retest of this month's open, probably at the very least. So a short entry on the S&P 500 would look something like around 38.22. Yeah, Bitcoin is coming off pretty hard now. Let's go over here and look. You're not at the low of day yet, but I mean, it's just a matter of time before you get there. This thing is taking a nice little walk, if you would, in the woods alone, looking for a tree to die on. Oh man, this is bad. Well, anyways, let's get back over here to this real quick. I just want to read a little bit of this article for you so that way you kind of understand what's going on. If you have money on FTX and you are currently trying to withdraw those funds, please understand that, they're going to try to not allow that to happen. They don't want it to happen because it could cause a cascade of terrible things. Like they would have to start liquidating all of their assets in order to meet the withdrawal pressure. So then, they're an exchange, they're a business, so they have, they take positions, but he has guaranteed that they don't trade with clients' money and that clients' funds are safe. So let's go over here and do this, and then with that, we'll go into the article. But right here, you can see this happened yesterday while I was gone, but this is, wait a second, where is it? Yeah, he does trade, but he doesn't trade with, according to what I read. Where is it? Right here, maybe. All right, right here. Yeah, FTX has enough to cover all client holdings. We don't invest client assets, even in treasuries. We have been processing all withdrawals and will continue to be. Some details on withdrawal speed. So he gives you this link right here. Banks and nodes can be slow, which is horseshit. Crypto market is, when I take exchange money or Bitcoin off exchange and put it into cold wallet storage, it is slow, but it always happens, right? There's never a time when it doesn't happen. If you do that and your money's not coming, it's because FTX is holding it, right? They're holding it back, not the bank. There isn't any bank involved when I take Bitcoin off exchange and put it on cold storage. There is no bank involved. So that's horseshit. If your money's not coming off, it is because they are holding it. And this article right here, this article is new, guys. This isn't yesterday's news. All right. The news happened on yesterday, but this article just happened. No. That's not the right one. Shit. It does say Tuesday, 11:08. That's today at 10:09. It's not even 10:09 yet, so maybe I don't know where it's coming from, but anyways, here we go. The battle of Binance against FTX that turned into a massive red flag for the cryptocurrency market continues. A large number of reports on various social media channels suggest that the popular cryptocurrency exchange is facing technical issues. Now that could be the problem, right? Not necessarily them holding your money back, just with the sheer amount of withdrawals that's coming in at the same time, probably throws a lag on their system. I don't have any proof for this. I'm just speculating. This is all subjective. It is my opinion, okay? So, yeah. But that's probably what's going on. Is FTX solvent? The main reason behind the huge wave of withdrawals is concerns of investors regarding the ability of the exchange to recover the existing withdrawal demand, which technically makes it insolvent. FTX is currently limiting users' withdrawals in every legal or technical way possible, stating that a certain network is congested or limiting withdrawals on Ethereum and other assets. Reportedly, some users have no ability to make a one-time withdrawal worth more than $1,000, which creates a bizarre situation where investors have to split a $1 million operation into 1,000 transactions. Now, I don't know about you, but transactions are a little bit pricey in some cases. Imagine if you have to do 1,000 transactions just to get your money back. You're going to take a significant hit on that, more than likely. So, yeah, that sucks. But we do know that some people were able to get money off exchange, because right here, if you don't, you can follow these people. Look on chain. They do really good stuff. Not a massive following there, but still, you shouldn't follow people because of this number or this. You should follow people because of the info they provide. If it's good, if it provides value to you, then you should follow them. And I get value from these people. Give them a follow. You can see here that they do track on-chain withdrawals and stuff, so they're all over it. Giant Whale is worried about the bank run on FTX withdrawing USDC and USDT from the FTX exchange. He withdrew, so he's already, or she has already withdrawn $129.8 million. So if they have 200 million on exchange and they can only take out 1,000 at a time, that's going to take a month to get all their money back. And 115.9 million USDT from FTX exchange within the last 24 hours. Now, there's nothing that says that this individual or this wallet isn't FTX, right? We don't know who it is, so this could be FTX making moves here to make sure that they're okay. Bitcoin's getting a bounce. You didn't quite get down to test monthly support. This would be the only other place where I would look to get long. I'm not saying that you should get long if you get down there. I'm just simply stating that could be the place. Now, here's the thing, guys. If FTX comes out with 100% substantiated proof that they do have the funds to cover all of their clients' funds, then you're probably going to see a magnanimous bounce. All right? You're probably going to see Bitcoin bounce. If I was the owner of the exchange, that's exactly what I'd be working on right now. Unless I knew that I had stolen everybody's money and couldn't give it back. But if I knew, if I was the owner of the exchange and I had the funds, I would definitely make that public information to show everybody that, we're safe. Your money is safe. Yes, we're being bogged down with withdrawal requests right now, but your money is safe, and here is that proof. I do believe you could see a bounce on Bitcoin, but technically, Bitcoin has done what I refer to as a liquidation run, and you have seen it pull back, and now you're currently trading under monthly support. So remember, I said earlier on into last week and the week before that, when we were bullish and taking these bullish trades, right now would be the time to look for potential short entries on the S&P 500, by the way. I don't know that it's going to work, but there is your high of day. I can't trade S&P 500 yet, as TD Ameritrade is not online. But if you can trade this, like if you're trading a CFD over in Europe or something like that, you're using capital.com or somebody, then you can trade this. All right. Stop above the high of day. First profit target place, you could potentially look to manage a little bit of that risk there. And then you could, secondary risk management would be down here. And that just simply means take profits and move your stop. So Bitcoin's coming back off again after retesting hourly support. So it does look like it wants to break down here. I cannot short it down here simply because it is the low of day. All right. You're trying to get short on Bitcoin at the low of day. And you have already had a monster of a move. This is today's range. So do not, I repeat, do not trade Bitcoin today. If there is going to be a setup on it, it will be a few days from now. I don't think there's a long. I just don't. And you can see you've already made a aggressive expansion lower. So trying to short it at the low after a 4.5% drop is not a high probable setup. This is here, right? So if you can trade it, trade it. If you can't, don't. It's simple. Tomorrow or Thursday, we'll get an opportunity. These opportunities provide that we see opportunities all the time, guys. So we don't have to throw good money after bad setups. We don't want to do that. We want to make your equity curve go up, not go down. So we are going to do our best to do that for you, or at least help you with those decisions. Give me 1 second. All right, how's everybody doing this morning on this fine Tuesday morning? Awesome day for the markets. We got a lot of stuff going on. Who's blowing me up? Who's blowing me up? Thank you, Trader John. All right, let's see what we got going on here. As far as FX, I'm still setting in the short position on USD JPY. You can see that over here. This is what I'm watching currently on this. You can see how you made this daily support down here, and you tested it on this day as support, and it held. You tested it on this day as support, and it held. Yesterday, you tested it as support, and it held. So the highs are getting lower. So it does look like it wants to break down. And I do want it to break down. The problem is if support keeps holding, then I will have to cut this position in half. I wanted to hold one lot short on it, but we have been trading since this support was made October the 27th. We have been trying to break down for a couple weeks, and it has been unable to do so. If you look at the weekly time frame, this doesn't look like a breakdown. It looks and resembles it's starting to resemble just a pullback. And that right there, my friends, is a little bit scary if that's the case, because, well, not scary. It just means that my trade will ultimately be stopped out if it makes fresh yearly highs. So, yeah, I don't want it to do that, and it could take time to roll over. But if it doesn't break down today, I'm only saying this because there may be several of you who are still holding the same trade. That's why I'm bringing it up. But if we don't break down below support today, I am more than likely going to cut this position in half, pay myself again, and I will do that across all the accounts as well, not just on this one, all of it, because I took this position on 2 other accounts as well. So I will cut that down in half across all the accounts, and then I'll just forget about it. I won't even care. Once I do that, it'll be the end of it. I won't even look at it anymore. Because there's an opportunity cost to tying this money up in here, I could be deploying this capital somewhere else, right? It's not making money when it's going sideways. In fact, what it is doing is, if I'm on the wrong side of the carry trade, which I am, because the interest rates in the US are going up and Japan, or the Japanese yen, interest rates are still below negative. So I am paying to be in this trade. So I am losing a small P&L because of the carry trade. And also, it's not freaking doing nothing, dude. So we'll cut that position down in half to save on some of those carry trade funds and go from there. All right. So there's just not a trade on Bitcoin today, unfortunately. We could look for some other assets because we got 15 minutes until the open here. So let's go see if we can find a trade. How does that sound? Just scrolling. Yeah, I'm not seeing much. Here's one that's barely down on the day. Oh, no, we're not trading this. What is that? What is this? What happened there? Plus, you're at the low of day today, so no setup. No setup. No setup. No setup. No, there is not a setup. IMX is down 2%, but it's up off the lows. Maybe we got a setup here. Just a day trade. Yeah, we might have, I don't know. We might have a setup here. That's old support there. But the open is way up there. I don't think you're going to get back to the open. Let's watch intraday resistance on this. If you know of a crypto asset that is green right now, let me know, as we will go short it or look for a setup on it. I don't know if there is a setup on it or not, but you can see right there that would have been the setup, and it is in hindsight that I'm showing it to you, but that's where I would have been looking for the setup, either there or here. So it might have already just taken place. The setup might have already transpired there. We'll give it a few minutes to see if it comes back to supply. It's just intraday supply. There is no daily levels there. Here's the next daily level. So I doubt it's coming back to resistance. This is old daily support. So if you want to try to take that setup and get your stop over this swing high, you could still potentially take that, because you do have a 2-to-1 risk to reward back down to the daily low. All right. So it looks something like that. Right. Oh, awesome. You get a 2-to-1 risk to reward setup at the old daily support, and that could get your risk all the way up above that swing high. But this is a potential setup. S&P 500 short is working nicely. We called that out before it moved, so that's good. We do this on a very, very consistent basis. So if you are not subscribed to the channel and you are listening to my voice and you want to be a trader, you want to learn how to do this the correct and proper way, then you should hit that subscribe button, please. All right, let's see here. Let me go look on the Bitget exchange, see if there's anything over there that is green. Nope, not one single crypto asset that is tradable on the Bitget platform is green. No, not even one. Not even one. Not even one. There it is. Not even one. Look at that. They're all red. We do use the Bitget exchange, and it's, kind of, talking about exchanges, especially on today, right? But still, um, I've been told that our exchange is okay. It's safe, but that's what they're all going to say. But we do use it. The reason I like it is because it's got the cheapest fees out of all the other exchanges, and I am a very active day trader. So I need a platform that gives me safe and low fees, or a safe platform that I can make these trades on, and cheaper fees. There isn't any cheap crypto exchange out there yet. But maybe one day we can make our own, and we will do it for free. We'll make the fees feeless, but there will be a spread or something like that. I don't want to do that. I'm just joking. But if you want to, you can. You can take my idea if you want. If you created an American exchange that was regulated in the U.S. and that had zero fees to make trades, you would be rich. If you could get if you could get liquidity providers over there, that is, you can make quite a bit of money just off of liquidity providers to give retail the opportunity to trade free. Yeah. So let's see here. Yeah, there's nothing there. There is no setup in the crypto market right now. All right, Doge. Yes, thank you. Yes, Doge was an asset that we were looking for shorts on, simply because it had an outsized move here of late. But we did say that basically, if the crypto markets were going to roll over, Doge was the one that I liked the best. That trade has already played out. Jesus, with that internet, man. I talked to Verizon the other day, and they said that they are bringing internet service here. So hopefully soon I can get on fiber, and this will be a thing of the past. But the setup had already played out. Oh my God, I got this chart all marked up here. If you would have been looking for the setup, at the latest, the setup would have been there on this day, no, on Sunday. You would have been watching daily resistance, right? Simple as that. Wait for daily resistance, and upon getting back under daily resistance, what is going on? I am not dropping any frames at all. So thank you. That would have been the price to look for the short, 12 cents. You can see that you did get that entry right there on Sunday. So that's where you should have been looking for the entry. There is no trade to take on it right now. I am a professional trader. I do this for a living. And I'm telling you right now, there is not a short setup on Doge. The only asset that we've looked at where there is a short setup is here. That's it. Bitcoin, no. Doge, no. It's already made the move. So you're late. You're chasing price at this point, and you don't want to chase price because in 8 minutes it could reverse and go up. On Clout Casino says FTX on-chain data shows they have stopped processing withdrawals in the last 15 minutes. Earlier this morning, FTX set $1,000 withdrawal limit. Yeah, we went over that. Just doing refreshes on it, FTX and insolvency on Twitter. Wow. Yeah, and that's going to stain the whole crypto market, if you will. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can fix this. See, on my OBS, everything looks good. Everything is legit. But on YouTube, it's just spinning up. Are we even live? Oh my gosh. I think we're still live. I'm going to go by that and not YouTube. So until it either cuts the stream off or what happens, we'll be going on. All right, let me go back up and read the beginning comments. No, this is not Tino. This is Trade Talk. Yes, thank you. How long? A long time I didn't came here to say hi. I hope you're well. I'm doing all right, Ricardo. Thank you for caring, my friend. Um, yeah, everything looks good there. We're still live. Everything looks good. I don't know what's up with YouTube. Good morning. Good morning. What's going on with KuCoin? I don't know, Amy. I don't mess around with KuCoin anymore. I haven't seen any articles or anything on the subject, so I can't even discuss it. But there's three people right there that are saying KuCoin is down. KuCoin is down. Well, I will tell you this right here on Bitget. It's my let me yeah, my internet's just terrible, but um see, this insolvency crisis it'll screw everybody. It won't just be, one. If a one massive exchange, FTX is a big exchange. Just give my internet time. Let me try moving it. Maybe that'll help. It'll either help or it'll screw it, right? You can see how everything is just not working optimally. All right, so maybe that'll help. I don't know what's going on, but my funds are on here. Let's do this. It's still loading, but let's do it live. I mean, what's the point? My internet is really bad right now. So let's do this. Let's drop the leverage down and just take a spot position if we can. If this exchange is down, I will not be allowed to do this, right? So I don't use KuCoin. I don't have one single cent over there. But let's just go ahead and take a long position with 100% of the account. And right there you can see that there's $1,000 of equity. This is a real account, a real money account. Nothing happened. See, this is a problem because I don't know if it's my internet or if it's the exchange. I think I lost, can't hear anything. I'm still hearing you. Yeah, you're still live. All right, all right. So yeah, I just tried to enter a position here and nothing's happening. Let's try this market order here. Order succeeded. All right, so Bitget is still online for now. Will that change? I don't know, but you just saw me initiate an open live market order with real funds. All right, real funds here. It went through. There's the position. Let's see if we can close the position, right? Because getting into a position is not very fun if you can't get out. Yeah, Bitget is still operating. It is still fine for now. That's all I can say. For now, it's up and working. My internet, though, is not that good today. We do have a storm incoming here again. So it is very blustery outside, if you will. So that could be affecting, because that internet, my home internet isn't good enough. It doesn't have good enough upload speeds. I don't even get 1 megabyte per second upload speeds through AT&T. So I cannot do live stream, but I can like download stuff, data, right? I can't upload data fast enough for the platform. I can do it on like an internet live stream platform, but the problem is it always uploads to YouTube in like 480i quality, so everything's all blurry and stuff. I have a mobile hotspot unit sitting in my window for Verizon Wireless. That's how I'm streaming. It's not a money problem right now. Ultimately, I'm paying about $200 a month for internet, and it's terrible. It's just terrible. That's just where I live, right? It's where I live. I can't get Comcast where I live. So it's either wait on Verizon to come through with fiber or wait on AT&T to come through with fiber. Either way, that's it. That's all I can do. And sometimes that little mobile hotspot unit does good. Sometimes I get 25 download speed and up to 12 and 15 upload speed, megabytes per second. But today it's very slow, very slow. But yeah, you can still operate entries on Bitget. SP 500 is coming into your primary profit target. That's where you would want to go ahead and take a little bit of profits. I understand that the move is small, but it doesn't matter how small it is. The strategy gives you the optimal entries that allows you to take the entry with a lot of leverage. So you can absolutely, make money. Some scalp traders only take 2 or 3 ticks in their direction. So like if they jump into an entry, if price just gives them 2 or 3 ticks of profit, they take it, right? They just keep repeating the process over and over and over again. All you need to do is be able to generate an edge where you're consistently taking money out of the market and not losing as often. That's it. You can change your life. Change your life. There you go. Profit target numeral uno has been hit. Secondary profit target as soon as the internet will allow me. Jesus. Oh my God, I live in the Stone Age. It's down here. Down here. $37.99. That'll be the secondary profit target. This is the main primary profit target. It's the lowest support right there until you get down near the low of day. But I think you're good. I think you can move your risk to break even and leave a small piece on. This way, you're completely riskless. That means you cannot lose any of your money. And if you get 2 or 3 days of downside from here, this will be a phenomenal entry. And that little bit of profits or unrealized gains that you leave open can turn into a lot of realized gains. Remember, I think this could potentially be the weekly high. So you can sit in this trade for a while. If price goes back up there and makes a fresh daily high, you're going to be stopped out, and it's okay. You've already made money for the day. You're done. And like I said, we do this consistently. Almost every single time we do a live stream and we get an entry, we make money. Almost every time. But that's because we know what we're looking for, right? So that's that. Doge, like I said, no setup on that. We can go look for a few more. Anything closer to 0% would be the better or the idea scenario. If you're already down a few percent on the day, there's no point in looking for fresh setups. Simply because you're already down several percent. So, I mean, the expansion lower has already occurred. The trade has already happened. And now people are just setting in continuation positions. Not really anybody. I just bought Bitcoin on KuCoin. See, it's not down. Bro, enter a better price. Yeah, that's what I was doing wrong, Drew. I was on the limit order pain. You're correct. But I figured it out pretty quickly. I got a lot of stuff going on. Internet's not doing anything. YouTube's spinning up on me. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I figured it out. That's what it was. So yeah, it's open. It's working. I don't think that these exchanges will have to worry unless everybody starts to freak out and take their money out. That's what will happen. It always will. Liquidity issues is not good for any exchange because this sector is so new. It's only 12 years old. Bitcoin is only 12 years old. Very new asset class. 50 years from now, there will be a lot better stuff going on in crypto. I think crypto's here to stay. I don't think all the crypto coins and all the exchanges will be here, but I do believe the overall concept is here to stay. And I do believe there will be, companies making tons of money in the future, opening up new exchanges and doing all kinds of things. So I think it's here to stay. Yeah. I'm not selling any of my spot Bitcoin. I have most of my Bitcoin off exchange. The only funds that I leave on exchange are for either A, to trade with, or B, to send money and buy stuff with. Like if I want to send somebody Bitcoin, then I will send them Bitcoin from the exchange, right? I know I can send it from the cold storage wallet. That's just the way I got everything set up. But when I make money, I take my funds, my Bitcoin off exchange. Once it gets to a significant amount, I just go ahead and dump it all out, put it all over on cold storage and move on. So essentially I am still holding my spot long Bitcoin position, but I'm making money. It's not, I got in way earlier. It's not an issue. It does mess up my cost basis every time I do that. But my end goal is to own as much Bitcoin as I possibly can for the next bull market. Because I do also know that there will be a bull market soon. When? I don't know, but we will do our best to catch the absolute low. That's what we're trying to do right now. But we're making money in the process. So yeah, Bitcoin's dropping down to that 5-minute support, or not, sorry, monthly support. This is the first time that it's happened since midnight. You're getting back down to monthly support. Can you be a buyer there? You can, but with everything going on, and this could just be the start of the problem for FTX, right? If they are illiquid, if they are insolvent, then they will end up going out of business, and they will sell their Bitcoins to liquidate in order to generate revenue for the withdrawals. And that could cause a cascade event. So let's do something real quick. All right. So yeah, you can see here, this is the monthly support that I was watching. And I basically said that I would be a seller if we get back under this price. Because in my opinion, if you're going to be bullish, you should not be down here. The other thing that I was telling members to watch, because I do have some members that can only buy, right? There's some people that don't look to be a seller, or they don't look to be a short seller. I mean, this is bad. This is a trap, right? That's your weekly chart on Bitcoin. That's ugly. That is freaking nasty. That looks like this, don't it? So I was telling people to watch right there. If it was going to continue to be bullish, I don't think it should get above that or below that. And here we are, right? This is a pretty bad breakdown. This is 2 days worth of price action. Right there, yesterday and today. This is a big, big down day. Big, big down day. So yeah, will you see a bounce here? It's possible. You're also coming into a daily support level right there. It is possible that you see a bounce here, but I wouldn't expect the bounce to go higher than this. If you do get a bounce here, you could potentially bounce up to there. Potentially. So, and that's if, like I said, if it bounces here. That's a big if. Big, big if. But yeah, there's monthly support, so we'll leave that on there. We'll leave that daily support there. I would have wanted to see it bounce at supply demand here, but it did not. You are breaking down, right? So technically, whenever you break down below a demand zone, you look for lower prices. It's actually moving to make a fresh daily low right now. So if you're going to chance buying this, then I wouldn't do it until you get down there. Let it liquidate the day's low and then maybe take a buying position. But make sure you don't use a lot of risk on that trade, a lot of leverage, because this is literally breaking down in front of our eyes. Not the safest trading conditions. Miami Heat Arena is the FTX arena. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Crypto.com is also a big advertiser for the UFC. Yeah, I understand. I don't watch baseball or basketball. The only two sports I watch is the UFC and football, and the Dolphins are my favorite team in football. And it's just because they're the closest football team to me where I live, right? So yeah. Yeah, we're gonna watch 19348, see what happens there if it does liquidate today's low. I think you're going to. I mean, you're pushing, right? You're pushing. And then if you go over here and let's go back to the unwatch watch list, you're going to see that Bitcoin is currently down almost 6% on the day. 6%. That's a pretty big down day. Pretty big down day. This is that daily support level. So wait for the liquidation, then try it, but keep your risk tight. Small leverage. Bitget is actually making that move right now. Excuse me, you've actually already liquidated the daily low, or you've gotten below the daily low on Bitcoin on the Bitget platform. It's pretty damn close to Coinbase, but not exactly, right? It's not perfect. But let's see if we get a bounce from down here. Monthly support will influence buyers. So, I mean, if people are still looking to be a buyer on Bitcoin, monthly support is typically the place to do it. You can see that you just now got that flash down below there. So let's see what happens from here. Let's see if this baby wants to bounce. S&P 500 moving down to secondary profit targets. And there we go. We can see that we're now testing daily support. This scenario right here is just going to help more downside on Bitcoin. Remember, if the S&P, if we just nailed the top of the week, there's a really good chance that you're going to see Bitcoin come off more, right? Right now, Bitcoin's being sold because of the FTX scandal. But if the S&P 500 crashes, then you're going to have investors selling based on that, and not so much the FTX scandal. I call it a scandal. It is not a scandal. It's just a joke. I'm just joking. Making a joke here. I kid. All right. Looks like 19,307 would be the daily swing low currently on Bitcoin. Let me get what this price is. There is the low at $19,305. On Bitget, it is $19,308. And that's the Bitget platform. There is a link in the description if you want to sign up to Bitget. If you do sign up to Bitget, please use referral code XTSC. That is X-Ray Tango Sierra Charlie XTSC. And I thank you in advance. But like I said, I only leave a little bit of money over there. I don't have my life savings there because the crypto market is still very, very, very young. And these companies are very, very, very young. So just enough to trade on. You can go all the way up to 125x leverage on that platform. So, I mean, really and truly, you don't need to keep a lot of money on exchange. You can use the leverage instead of, keeping a ton of money on exchange. You could just use the leverage in the same scenario. If you have $100,000 that you want to trade with, you just put $1,000 on exchange and slide that leverage bar up. You can still risk the same amount of money. As a matter of fact, that $1,000 can be your risk. That's your 1% risk. See what I mean? Like, you got a $100,000 account, just put $1,000 on exchange, slide the leverage bar up, take your trades. If you liquidate the $1,000, you liquidate, then you have just lost 1% of your trading capital with only having, 1,000 on exchange. That's the safest way to do it. Naturally, the exchange wants you to trade with a lot of volume. So more money you have and the bigger volume you take on entries because they get paid by volume. Some get paid by volume. So yeah, you can do it that way. Let me just where do I live? I live on the east coast of Florida. Southeast coast of Florida. It's where I currently live, right? It's a little too far for a really good connection on AT&T and there is no connective ability for Comcast right here. I told them I'd even pay a bigger bill if they would just hook me up, and they were like, "No, we don't need your money." So, but Verizon is working in the area, and it is fiber. So hopefully they get that done soon, and I can get on that. That's the preferred way of doing this. But my normal home internet does just fine for me for trading and watching movies. It does just fine. I just can't live stream. You need high upload speeds to be able to live stream to YouTube. Upload speed. Starlink, yeah, we're not even going to go there. I had a bad experience with Starlink. I don't want to bash the company as a whole, but my experience was not good. They essentially charged me for 2 months of service, and I never got connected to the internet, not even for 1 second. And I told them to just give me my money back, and they gave me back, after I had about $800 into it, they gave me back $200. $200. They gave me back like that's not even, I paid like $500 for the dish itself. And they gave me back half my money. And they waited till after I had sent the dish. Very, very savvy. Yeah, very savvy. Wait till we get our stuff, then we'll pay him his money. That way he can't do anything about it. Assholes. But yeah, Starlink didn't work. I know it was probably just a broken dish. But after that experience, I'm like, screw them. I'll wait on Verizon. If Verizon doesn't come, I will end up trying it again because I do not like. I mean, I can stream movies, but I still sometimes have trouble with that, with the slow download speeds. So we're just kind of sitting here watching Bitcoin, see what it wants to do. It has already made a fresh daily low. The trade that we were really excited about was the S&P 500. If you're just joining us, you can see that was our entry right there, 38.24. And that has worked out pretty damn good so far. As of right now, profit target objective number 1 was hit. So, you take profits off and then you move your stop to break even. If you were using the high of day to risk against, you can see where you currently are. We'll just leave it there. You're at about a 4-to-1 risk to reward right there. So the profit target was hit. Go ahead and take your risk off. The New York market's been open for 15 minutes and we got a nice impulse leg to the downside. So I do believe we will see downside continuation, but I don't know if we will, right? I just believe it will because I am a price analyst and I analyzed it that way. So we'll see if it works out that way or not. But the trade has already been successful. If this does indeed find support, and if the S&P 500 is looking for higher prices, that could potentially help Bitcoin. or catch a bounce. What we would really like to see is we'd love to see FTX come out and say something to the tune of, here is proof that all your money is safe. Please just give us a couple days to fix this problem. But your money is safe. Here is the proof. That would go a long way in helping slow the rate at which this Bitcoin is the price of Bitcoin is falling. Coming right into, this is the monthly support. So this is a big zone of potential support. This bottom white line here is daily support. So we do have, a little bit of confluence here, but I am not expecting this bounce to amount to anything, right? In fact, I want to see a bounce so that way maybe it could trade up to resistance so I can look for short entries. I am not going to short it today, however, right? Because it's just, the trade has already happened. The USD JPY is pushing below monthly support. I need to see this close under here today in order to leave on the one lot short. If we close back above support today, I will close half of that position off, and I will only leave a half of a lot short on it. Because to me, it'll be not breaking down. It'll be support is holding. Maybe it breaks down tomorrow or the next day, but the way this price looks to me, it should break down today. And what is the DXY currently doing? It is trading just above the daily open. There wasn't a short setup on the dollar either. We did get continuation down yesterday on the dollar, which was why I was concerned about Bitcoin, because S&P 500 closed bullish yesterday and the dollar closed bearish yesterday, and Bitcoin closed bearish yesterday. Bitcoin should have traded up, should have closed bullish on the day, not bearish. Not bearish. But it did. So that lets you know right quick that there was another driver in the marketplace causing Bitcoin weakness. I had the same on Bybit, long/short Bitcoin. There isn't a trade to take on Bitcoin, Johan. You've probably already heard me say that. If you were going to try to buy it, I told you right there would be the only place to buy it. And I wouldn't expect a big move. I would only expect a small bounce. You are getting that right now. So if you did take the long entry here, it would do you wise to go ahead and start scaling out of that position by paying yourself for taking a very, very risky trade, and maybe get your stop moved up to break even, because it's likely going to find resistance right up here and roll right back over. Just a bounce trade like this, right? Just a small bounce trade. The account has $1,000 in it. That's 182. That's a ROI of 16%. So now I will scale out of that position. Um, 19,484. I will close that down by 70%, and I will move my stop loss to break even. 19,500. Let's try that one. I have terrible eyes, so my monitor's so far over there I can hardly see what I'm doing. All right, so all right, well then let's try 510. There, we're in there. We got our stop loss, and it looks like the stop loss, low of day, take profit there. You can see how the gap in between is a little better than 2 to 1. That's it. That's all I'm expecting. Let's see if I get triggered out of the position. We did right there. Boom. 70% of the position closed. That means I realized $142 of open profits. I will move this up to break even like that. And now, if it decides to roll over and come and stop me out, I have already added an 16% profit to the P&L. That's trading in a nutshell. That's it. I can't predict what price is going to do, but I can maneuver in a way that allows me to get in and get out with my money. And if I can do that consistently, well, then at the end of the day, I can do whatever I want when the stream is over. I am a day trader. That means I am a scalper. So that's all I ever try to do. Get in, get out. That is a nice little bounce there. It's monthly support, right? You're typically going to see bounces at these levels, especially after you've dropped already 6%. So at no point today do I like a short trade. At no point. At no point today. Simply because you're into support. And then I always say you can't short into support. All right, let them simple little words stay in your mind. You can't short into support. And you are into a potential support. You have daily support coming in right there, and then this monthly support. You've already seen a very big down move. So the downside expansion for today's range has likely already occurred. So if anything, you can look for bounce positions, but that's the only place. Up here, you could potentially see that bounce get to, and then sellers will join right back in the mix, right there. All right. Sellers will be looking for new positions moving forward. Tomorrow, you may close green on Bitcoin, right? Wherever you close today, tomorrow you might close as a very small bullish candle, something like this. You might close tomorrow on Bitcoin, something like that. Then that would provide a potential short opportunity if that happens. But that has to happen first, right? We have to find where the market is looking at resistance. Once we find that level, then we can take an entry. But we first must let the market do that, right? We have to let price show us what it's doing. But we had a pretty good idea that Bitcoin was going to do this. I didn't know it was going to fall this big on Sunday, but Sunday we were looking to sell 21,478. It just didn't get there, so it didn't give us that high probable entry that we were looking for. And the only reason why was because of monthly October's high. That's it. That's the only reason. So this is October's high right here. That is the highest price that you traded at in October. So what I said, S&P 500 took out October's high and then rolled over. See, this is October's high here. This candle is October the 28th. All right. So that candle made your fresh October high. And on this day here, you traded up above October's high, liquidated any stops there, and rejected. You closed bearish on the day. Then the next day, you got a pushback up, rejection down. So this is the data we had coming into Sunday. That's the data we had right to there. We didn't have any other data but this, right? We had that data. And I said, since that happened, I'm looking for Bitcoin to do the exact same thing. I'm looking for it since you took out Friday's high with Saturday's candle. So this was October's high. Then Friday, you made a fresh October high. or you took out for October's high. This is not a fresh October high. This is a November day, November the 4th. So this is your October high. You couldn't get any bullish momentum above that. And you should have seen bullish momentum above that. You should have seen not this day, but maybe this day should have closed up here, because stopping out shorts, it didn't. You couldn't get any momentum at all. So what I was telling all of the Patreon or the channel members and Patreons, the $5 level, I do a live stream once a week for them, right? Not the expensive ones, the cheap one. We were looking for price Sunday to trade above 21,478 and reject. And upon that rejection, we were going to take the short entry and mark our risk against that high. It just didn't play out. So yeah, I missed the short, right? It happens. You're not going to catch all opportunities, no matter how good of a price analyst you are. You're not going to do it. You're going to miss trades. It's going to happen. But there are opportunities, boundless opportunities inside of this marketplace. You can almost make money every single day if you have a decent strategy. Check link, bro. What link? I don't see a link. Is there a lag effect on the change from 4 to 5 UTC? Not really sure what's going on. What you mean by that? Weekly support at 18,809 on Bitget. Let me go take a look. I didn't know I could move that, but we'll take a look. What we want here. Yep. Right there. It's 19,261. Film Garden. That's weekly support right there. You're talking about all the way down here. Okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, it is. Yeah, those two areas are potential support areas. Those are two areas that we would be interested in watching price. How it reacts at those two levels for sure. Yes. And it's just the platform I like the way it looks. I think it looks good. Good looking little platform we got over here. So correct. Weekly support. That's a nasty daily candle. Very disgusting. Very bad. I will be watching, to see how this plays out. Hopefully for Love Club, hey, Heath gets Kit Kat. So tomorrow may be green, but will that be influenced by CPI on Thursday? Yeah, that's right. We also have another big event coming up on Thursday, CPI. Yeah, CPI will definitely affect price for sure. If CPI is higher. So it does look like the S&P 500 is giving you another opportunity to look for potential short trades. If it's going to be a down day, remember, as of right now, you are bullish on the day. You're up 0.3%. If the S&P 500 is going to close bearish, then you should not close an hourly above 38.19. You should not close an hourly above that. In fact, this would have been the entry point because this is supply. Intraday supply right there. We know that it's supply because price closed bullish here. And then the very next candle liquidated the daily swing high and rolled over, closed red. So you shouldn't see an hourly close above 38.19 if you have taken the entry, and even if you've taken a new entry there. If you close an hourly above 38.19, close the position. Just shut it down. Sorry, Kit Kat. But yeah, to answer your question, do we position long at monthly support for a bounce until CPI? I just tried to position myself long at monthly support, but it looks like price is going to come down and stop me out. So you're in the Discord, so I will let you know if this does look like it's going to bounce here. But as of right now, if I think this is just the beginning move of today's range for this. I think you're going to close red on this, right? Which also means that if that happens, more than likely you're going to close bullish on the dollar. So people will be looking to get long USD right here at your daily open. It may not even get there. So what a lot of other forex traders and stuff, they use fibs. They use fibs. So you're coming into probably a little bit further, because this is also the low of day. It's just one of those scenarios where the daily open is the low of day as well. So it shouldn't close an hourly under the 702 retracement, or it wouldn't look as good for long entries if it does. Let's just say that. But you will see people looking to take bullish positions down there, just trying to call the bottom on this expansion. But I don't think that this is going to be the bottom. Like I said, I'm short the dollar right now. I honestly thought that risk and Bitcoin was going to bounce. The only reason why we have a near-term short bias on the S&P 500 is how it acted at the monthly high. You could absolutely continue to trade bullish today. You're bullish on the day. So today's close will be big for moving on into the rest of the week for entries. Today's close will basically either validate or invalidate my short side bias. A closed green today would probably invalidate that bias, and this was a pullback opportunity to get long. It's just how big this move was and how fast it took place. That's the reason why coming into the beginning of the week that I have a slight bearish bias, just looking for downside continuation on the weekly time frame. Looking at this as the first initial impulse of the weekly range. So this is why we targeted this trade for a short. If you're going to get downside continuation from this candle, this is a good spot for it to do so. A close above it today would invalidate more or less that bias. We do know that the weekly range high or low is usually in by Tuesday or Wednesday, but it doesn't always play out like that, right? Everything works in trading, just not all the time. So if you are trying to position yourself long right now, Kit Kat, expecting CPI to come in much lower, like 7.8, 7.5, 7.3 would be beautiful. I think Bitcoin will retrace all of this down move if that plays out. I do. And if FTX ends up not being insolvent, but as of right now, they are insolvent because they have stopped people from withdrawing. That is insolvency. Insolvency. That's it. That's what that means. So they are insolvent as of right now, and that is going to wreak havoc on the crypto markets. They need to come out with a cold storage wallet address that shows that they have enough money to manage all withdrawals, every single penny. And if they do that, that would go a long way in helping Bitcoin bounce as well. But those are two big if-then scenarios that have to play out. As of right now, price is bearish, very bearish on Bitcoin. So trying to buy monthly support. I mean, you can see the last hour close was so negative that you could barely even get a bounce. You didn't even bounce to the midpoint of this one candle. That's how weak it is. You bounced to the midpoint so far, right? That's not a strong bounce at all. It's just a normal, standard, run-of-the-mill, taking out the daily low at a very big technical level. You will typically see price bounce here because there's a lot of order setting here, whether it's stop losses or new limits. A dollar just turned red on the day. Let's see if it can hold it. Yeah, that'll go a long ways in helping Bitcoin find a bounce. And that, that's also good for risk. So the short trade was profitable, but it may end up getting closed out. You got 50 minutes on this candle. I would much rather it be doing this near the end of the candle, not at the very beginning stages of it. Right? 5-minute charts, you get those 5-minute candles that trade sideways for like 25, 30 minutes. If that plays out, then I think the short continuation trade will work. But you're seeing some dollar weakness come in here right now. I didn't think you would get to the open, let alone under it, and you are. So we'll see how it all plays out. We had a mixed signal coming into the week. It was a very mixed signal. Usually I'm like really confident about my analysis, very confident in my analysis. But when the asset classes are all giving you mixed signals, it makes it difficult because I'm only looking at technical analysis. I'm not factoring in, macro biases like fundamental stuff. The fundamentals right now is, we could have seen a top on the dollar based solely on the BOJ trying to stop their currency from going up. It's actually going down, but versus the dollar, the dollar's going up versus the yen. So the yen is very weak, but the BOJ is trying to stop that. And inherently, the way they're doing that is they're selling the dollar. They're selling the US dollars. That's why I had a short bias on the dollar last week. But these biases will change week to week. So yeah, hopefully I answered your question, JB Rich. When you see a 1 hour close above resistance, but the daily hasn't closed yet, do you wait? No, because what I'm trying to do, JR, is I'm trying to anticipate the daily range. That's what I'm trying to do. So like when I'm taking a trade, I'm either using the data that I already have for the daily range that we already have, or if I'm looking for a breakout or a breakdown, then I am anticipating data that's not here yet. So I can't wait on a daily close because my trade entry window is from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. That's it. The daily closes on FX, it closes at 1700 hours, which is 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Bitcoin closes at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So no, what waiting on hourly closes does for me is it shows me that there is an opportunity there is a potential that I could be wrong, right? So we took the short, we did get a downside expansion. We were able to take profits here, but if the short trade is wrong, if your day is going to close green, that means you're likely going to make a fresh daily high. You see what I'm saying? Not a fresh daily low. So I use the data that I have and I try to anticipate what I think that daily range will do. That's why sometimes I lose trades, because I can't see into the future. So an hourly close above a specific resistance that is made by price, then that's telling you that price is willing to not only trade above that resistance, but also close candles above it. So that marks continuation, because the day's range right now with the data we have is up. It's bullish. You're green on the day. You're trading above your open, your daily open. That means you're bullish. Trading below the open means you're bearish. So right now, the S&P 500 is bullish. So we were looking for a counter trend trade. If you close a candle above this, then that means the underlying trend of being up today is still in play. Hopefully that explains it good enough for you to understand why those hourly closes above resistance are so crucial. Now, we also know that traps exist. You know what I mean? We know that. So usually, oftentimes, I'm not even just waiting for 1 hourly close. I want to see what happens after that. So if we make an hourly close above resistance here, right? Then I want to see, how does the next hour play out? Do we then go up and take out this candle's high? If so, then price is showing you that it is bullish and it is going to continue to go up more than likely. That's the more likely scenario playing out. So I don't always like taking bearish entries, especially if the day is bullish. What I like to see when I take my bearish entries is a red day. A red day. I want to see that it's already been bearish. The overall trend is bearish. So that way, if we trade back up to the open, set in an intraday resistance around the open, then I can look for short continuation trades. This is a liquidation trade, a liquidation break. They do not play out as often because often the trend continues. Trend reversals and trading reversals is a difficult strategy. And as new traders, I don't even really like telling you about it. I've been doing this a very long time, right? So I know what I'm looking for. I know what I'm looking at. I can look at a chart and tell you within 5 seconds if I like the setup or not. Within 5 seconds. And then if I like the setup, then I will watch it to see how it continues. This dollar weakness right here is going to go a long way in helping the S&P 500 continue with its bullish trend today. So if you took this short, you're likely going to get stopped out. Bitcoin has overall fundamental reasons why it's melting off. It should be green. If this was a normal standard day in the market, usually Bitcoin trades correlated to this. If you close green on the day, most of the time Bitcoin closes green on the day. But right now with that, FTX is a major exchange in the crypto sphere. So if they have to liquidate Bitcoins in order to pay for their withdrawals, all the withdrawals that are coming in, then that means you're going to see Bitcoin melt off no matter what the S&P 500 is doing, because the overall majority of orders coming in is sell orders. Selling pressure. Is that selling pressure? Could that selling pressure on Bitcoin be exhausted right now? It could. Absolutely. This could have been the exhaustion right there when you took out today's low at monthly support. If it continues to make fresh daily low after fresh daily low, then it hasn't exhausted yet. And where is the next technical place to look? Who knows? I didn't get that far. Yeah, I mean, the next technical place to look for potential seller exhaustion would be 19,126. Just demand. Just demand. But this weakness on the dollar, this strength on the S&P 500, since this daily candle is so extended to the downside, you could potentially see Bitcoin bounce from here today. Don't expect big continuation. Make sure before you take the entry that you have your risk already situated, already mitigated, and you have a price target. I would not be looking for higher prices than 20 grand. 20 grand is a big figure number. It's Bitcoin's old all-time high. I mean, there's a lot of stuff at 20 grand. Being under 20 grand means that we've broke down below the bearish pivot. That means you can look for bearish continuation from here, but not down here. You got to give this 2 or 3 days to play out. See what it wants to do. Where does today close? That's going to be important. Do we get a bullish day tomorrow? That's going to be important. Like, all of this stuff will just give us data for, future days to come for new entries. All right. Michael says, wow. I don't know why. Oh, okay. Probably on the conversation with Starlink. Yeah. Got some issue with Discord. Can we have a video that we need to do? Yeah, we'll do that tomorrow, buddy. We'll do the Discord stream will be tomorrow. If you got a problem in Discord, you can hit me up via instant message. I'll be around all day, so we got a fresh daily high on the SPX, so trade stopped out, and Bitcoin is continuing to roll over. See how they're not trading correlated? Now, this does not mean that the correlation is over and Bitcoin is separating, which I'm sure you will see at least one Twitter tweet say that. Oh, Bitcoin is no longer correlated to the risk markets. Yes, it is. It's just you have an overall fundamental driver pushing price down, i.e., a shitload of selling going on. Whether it's being done by FTX or whether it's being done by people just afraid and they want to get their money off exchange, they will liquidate Bitcoin positions so that way they can get their money out if they want their money back out. If they don't want Bitcoin, right? They will liquidate those positions. So you have a fundamental macro driver on this downside on Bitcoin. And this looks really bad. It looks like you're going to see another expansion lower. Meanwhile, S&P 500 is breaking out. Meanwhile, dollar's testing support. There's daily support on the dollar. So I wouldn't be looking for any continuation of downside on the dollar from this point forward. I think you're done on the move lower for the dollar today. It doesn't mean it is. You could definitely wake up and it could be down here, right? I can't see into the future, but that's the high probable area to stop looking. Yes, this looks nice. This is what I wanted to see today on this. Taking an entry here, though, I mean, it's very risky because the only thing that you got to market risk by is right there. And you can see it won't take much for one 5-minute candle to get under that, right? Not much at all. And since you're not seeing the strength like you're seeing on this, yeah, it looks like this is going to end up making a fresh daily low. Pound dollar, please. Yeah, let's go look at it. It's nice and bullish today. You're pushing up into resistance. Let me see what we got here. Yeah, you're bullish. You can look for bullish entries. The thing is not right now, right? Not today, because the same rule that applies to you can't short at support also goes for you can't buy at resistance. It's just not as cool and it doesn't rhyme, but the same principle applies. You can't buy it at resistance. You're coming into potential supply. Supply held there and there. Will it hold again this time? I don't know, but you can't just take a long there. So if you're looking for longs on the pound, you need to see a couple days of a pullback here, right? Maybe pull back down to demand or look for entries around under today's low. Tomorrow, for instance, wherever you close today, maybe tomorrow you come down, liquidate today's low, and then go. Maybe. It just depends. Whatever happens with the dollar today will happen with this. That looked like you broke back down. So a lot of your trend traders are looking for shorts on pound again because, well, pound is bearish, right? It's bearish. Overall, your structure is bearish. And they're probably going to look at this as a breakdown below the trend. But you can see how trend lines suck. You're already back above that thing, man. Already back above it. So you're above the 21, you're above the 50. I don't know if you will continue to see demand on the pound at those prices, but your structure is definitely bullish. So moving forward, you'll be watching either intraday support for bullish entries, like one spot 14462. But if this continues to be super bullish today, then those intraday supports will be higher. But as of right now, there's no trade on it. Watch one spot 14462 moving forward and see what happened. This is in the same structure and scenario as what made me look for shorts on the S&P 500 today. So the same could be said about this, right? You could potentially look for short entries there. The way that I would handle it is if you get above these two swing highs, because that's a double top. If you wick above that and reject, maybe you could take a short entry there and use whatever high you get up here as your risk for the short to continue. Overall structure is bearish, but if the dollar rolls over, this will bounce more than likely. Bitcoin's looking like it's trying to break down right here, right now, as we speak. Doge still hasn't made a fresh daily low, but it looks like it will. The trade on Doge was 2 days ago. We're just going to have to wait for the crypto setup to happen. The crypto short. This could end up ultimately being the place to look for shorts as well. As that, almost looks like a rejection, don't it? Also, let me pull this up and then we will wrap this baby up. Just give me a second. I'm going to pull up the Thinkorswim platform because there's something that you guys need to see there as well. It has a lot to do with why I was bearish coming into today on the SPY. We just might have acted a little bit early. Maybe. Maybe. So give me just 1 second here. All right, let's pull this up real quick and let's go to charts. Okay, so this chart down here is the one I want you to focus on. All right, so this is the expected move indicator. All it does is it calculates the options market prices in the expected move, and then this just plots it. That's it. You can do this yourself if you don't have Thinkorswim. All you need to do is go into the trade tab, all products. This is the options market. You're looking for Friday's expiration. That is the 11th. Right here is the 11th. So that's the expiry, 11 November. And go all the way over to here. And you're going to see that the S&P, or the options market, was pricing in plus or minus a $97 move. So what that looks like over here is on this tool. This is where you closed. Friday's price closed here. This is plus $97 and this is minus $97. And this is the expected move for the week of the S&P 500. So that's another reason why I was bearish coming into this week, because there's your bullish move here. Here was your expected move on last week, and you broke well under the expected move for last week, you have daily support right there. So your low edge of your expected move, the options market priced this as support. It's amazing how that works, ain't it? How my strategy coincides with the expected options market move. Yeah. All right. Well, anyways, so this is a big breakdown here. You broke down below, and then on the next day, you got downside continuation. So that's why I was looking for this to potentially be a selling day. Bitcoin's just breaking down and making new lows on the day. Terrible. It's just terrible. People are liquidating their Bitcoins. Dollar getting a slight bounce at daily support. This is now into weekly support. Right there. Weekly support right there. $19,264. So it looks like he just wanted to liquidate the day. One more time. Yeah, I mean, it's bad. It's bad out there today. Trying to buy this is not recommended. Not recommended. And actually, I do believe this is still going to roll over. So a way we could trade that. Here's the SPY. You can see the SPY's getting ready to be into the top end of the expected move. So right in there, you could potentially be a seller, or you could look to sell calls above that, like 390. You could sell 390 calls 1 week out. If you get up there, you're going to lose money. Or if you're a premium buyer, then you could pick up like a couple weeks out. The 11th is going to be the close right there of the week. So you could potentially go out to like the 18th or the 17th. Find and look for 382 puts. Wait, why is this still the SPX? All right, so here's the 11th. That's Friday's expiration. Let's go ahead and move down to the 23rd. That's about 2 weeks away from today. The reason I want you to go out if you're buying premium is because you don't lose the value of your option based on time decay. All right, based on time decay. Here's the SPY chart. What did we mark that top edge of the expected move at? 385.33. So you could buy puts there. $800 is what the position would cost for one contract. Naturally, you're under it, so if it keeps going up, it's going to push you out of the money. Or you could buy slightly out of the money, but I wouldn't buy out of the money. I would buy at the money and just wait on 385. Wait on 385. If you get up to $385, wait and see how price reacts up there. If you start to find resistance, shit, I didn't mean to log out. I just wanted to close the platform, minimize it. If you start to find resistance, then that's going to look slightly like the top of the week. $385 is up here. There is no technical level. There's an old resistance close to there. But I don't know. That's kind of a stretch. That's where I would need to see price get to on this asset for me to become a seller again. Especially since we took the position already. We already made money on it. So doing it again after being stopped out is never advised because the trend is up also. So the short might not even be today. It might be Thursday. But we'll see. We'll be live. We'll be here. We'll do it to it again. We'll make money again. Or we'll try our hardest anyways. We looked at pound dollar, but ate salt, bacon, fried, curly Caroline said all client assholes are as is. Took profits but got stopped out for break even. Yeah, that happens sometimes. Players shouldn't rush to get in leveraged positions now. Plenty of opportunities with volatility not going away soon. I agree. I agree with you. I absolutely believe that is true. Check out Tesla getting crushed. That's odd because the risk markets are up. So yeah, we could take a short position on this. If you do trade the options, just get them out far so that way you don't lose a lot of your value on the time decay. It is getting crushed. So it's broken down below the levels we were watching. Oof, you're even under the lowest weekly support inside of all the consolidation. And you're pushing. It looks like a legit breakdown. So what I would do with Tesla, since it's doing this, is I wouldn't be a buyer on it just yet. What it's likely trying to do is push down to get under this wick low, 179.83. Wait for that to happen and then see what happens. Tesla's bearish on the day, bearish on the week. So Tesla could find support down here. I wouldn't look to be a seller on Tesla. I would only be looking to be a buyer down at these prices, not a seller. You're getting ready to come into some serious support. And liquidating an old swing low like that can oftentimes bring in buyers as well. If you get downside continuation from that, though, then I'd leave it alone. You've tested daily support, broski. You just tested daily support. Almost perfectly. Almost a perfect test of support. So let's see if we get another opportunity here. SPX pushing up. Looks strong. In Musk we trust. Yeah, that company makes money. Yeah, it's not. There could be overall. There could be news today that's got it doing something completely different. Or SPX, Tesla could be the leader of what's going to happen to SPX as well, right? Is all the market red or is it just Tesla? Because if it's just Tesla, then it could just be trading on its own merit. Yeah, the whole market's not red. It's about a mixed bag, I would say. Some assets are green, some assets are red. That's a mixed signal. So Tesla, like I said about the S&P 500, looking for the weekly range to stop. This could be the weekly low on Tesla. It's pretty, volatile and it's got a lot of bearish momentum. So I don't necessarily like buying into bearish momentum. But I mean, this could be the low, the weekly low on Tesla. 187.67 is daily support. So we'll see what happens there. Patreon, the best way to get on a Discord. It's the only way to get on Discord, Drew. And you want the hedge fund tier. The hedge fund tier. The Discord wasn't set up to be a business model. So, but at the same time, you know, I spend a lot of time answering questions. But yeah, the hedge fund tier. If I'm a 1.9 billion dollar Powerball winner, that link will disappear more than likely. 1.8, 1.9 billion freaking dollars. So by the time the government takes their taxes, you will be a billionaire still. Ain't that amazing? Somebody's going to be very, very lucky, man. Whoever wins that. So lucky. Yeah, also that, what Ray said, because Patreon does their billing on the 1st. So if you know, it's best, I always tell people to wait until the 1st of the month and then buy it. That way you don't get charged and you get a full month and you're not getting, you know, charged halfway in again. I think they're made it to where I can change that. I'll have to look into it. If it is, then I'll just change that. I'll have to read into it, check it out. Guys, make sure to kiss that like button. Yeah, if you don't mind, I'd appreciate that. There's 73 people in here, 64 likes. That's good. That's a good. I appreciate it. Looking at link short. Looking for. So Tesla's coming back down to daily support again. If I honestly thought that this was the weekly low, then I would take a bullish position there. But make sure there's no news out on Tesla right now. No bearish news. Like how we have bearish news for Bitcoin. Make sure there's none of that going on with Tesla. But it's giving you a mixed signal. It's doing the exact opposite thing that the overall market is doing. So it's one of those, it's a mixed signal. And I don't like mixed signals. So you looking for a link short? Well, you're late. But the good news is link is still up pretty good. I don't know if you're going to get a test of resistance or not, but that's where I would be interested at being a seller on link. Right there at 8.951. You're bouncing off of support. I wouldn't try to find an intraday level in this to short against. I would need for price to get back to that at least for me to look for short entries. You got a nice bounce off of daily support down there. And you're coming into intraday demand, so you definitely don't want to take a short here. Wait for this. If it gets there. It's all about that Tesla Bitcoin. It could be. The ES gave us a long entry at support. 38.13. Yeah, it did. It did. I mean, you never know what price is going to do. But it damn sure did. That is support. So on this period, you could have watched a 5-minute chart right here and been a buyer right here. When this candle pierced right back above that, you could be a buyer and you could have set your stop there. The overall trend was bullish on the day. This would have been the better place to be the buyer because you got a deeper correction. And it was demand. Right? That's demand. So that's where I would have been looking to be a buyer. Yeah, this looks like a legit breakout. So Tesla might find support. Let's see. Let's watch Tesla. Maybe it does find support. Coming back in for a retest of that level is definitely good. I mean, it gives you the entry opportunity. 188.16, 187.67. That's a nice hourly on the spoos. That is a nice candle there. So I don't like it short anymore. Wait on 384. See what happens here. Remember, that's the outside of the expected range high to take place. That area should act as resistance. Should. It doesn't mean it will. Nothing in trading is 100%. Oh, caps. Caps. All right, we'll wrap it up here in just a bit. Still, thanks. You're welcome. Look at the market now. There's opportunities right this second. What market? You got to tell me an asset. You know how many asset classes there are? There's like 4 main asset classes. And then on that, you got assets galore in all of them. What asset? What asset do you see an opportunity at? And I will look at it for you and see if I see one. But you might have different entry criteria than me. Digital X, an Australian cryptocurrency fund, has decided to liquidate its FTX token holding. See, if everybody does that, that's going to be very bad overall for the marketplace, the crypto market. It's just going to create fear, right? I mean, think about that. If nobody trusts FTX, and I mean other exchanges, then that's going to overall hurt, which it already did hurt Bitcoin. Bitcoin was, you're trading back under 20 grand, man. And the S&P 500 is having a fantastic bullish week so far. This is where I'd look for resistance on the SPY. Pushing up there. Let's see if there's open interest there. We'll go out 16, 17, 18, right here at 385. I don't have even open interest. Man, I gotta do all kinds of I hate that they don't save my settings. They save my watch list, but they don't save my overall settings. On the laptop, I have the open interest and everything up over here. We could get it. Who we got? Open interest here at 385. Yeah, there's a lot of contracts. 37,000 contracts there. There's more at 390. The reason I'm looking for the open interest at 385 is because that's the top of the expected move for this week. And then let's see if that at 385 on the call side. At 385 on the call side, look at that. 74,000. So those people right there do not think that the market's going to go. Well, some of them are probably buyers. It don't tell us if the open interest is sellers or buyers of premium, but we just know that there's a lot of open interest at that price. So that could be two different people, but still a lot of people nonetheless. So it could be call sellers selling 385, expecting this to not get there. Not much volume on the day, but volume is volume schmolume. What? Mr. Pep, what do you want? He's gone. You can go back out. All right, so moving forward on Bitcoin, let's just keep this up because I'm going to have to let him out. So we'll wrap it up. We've been going a few hours. We're going to be watching here. I mean, you got weekly support, you got monthly support. This is weekly support. You also have daily support. So we are expecting a bounce here, especially if this thing just keeps flying. We're expecting it to find resistance at 385, but that still would provide a bounce on Bitcoin. It just liquidated the daily low and you're getting a bounce. I mean, there's no way to understand if or to know if that's going to happen again or not. But that's all you've done here. You liquidated the daily low and you're getting a small bounce. So stop should have been a little bit lower, but oh well, it is what it is. Would I take another entry on it? Yeah, potentially, as long as you're not closing 5-minute candles below this. I don't want to see a 5-minute candle close in that. If it does, then I leave it alone. Potentially get long there. Again, stop under the low of day. Maybe you get a bounce up to 19.6 or 19.7. Maybe. If this finds resistance and rolls over, this will not get a bounce because it's overall, there's a ton of selling pressure on Bitcoin today. You can see that as of right now, 187.67 is currently holding as intraday support on Tesla. Currently holding as intraday support on Tesla. So, yeah, I guess it's being affected by something. 34% FTT. Yeah, it's down big. It's down big. We were looking at short opportunities on this yesterday. I basically told everybody that, this is the short opportunity down here yesterday or during Sunday's live stream. We were here on this day. We marked out an hourly level to watch, but I wouldn't have taken the trade just because of how volatile it was. But you can see that it held, right? That's the level I said if you're interested in shorts, which I'm not down here at the low of day, this is the price to watch, $23.36. And as you can see how that day ended up playing out, yesterday morning, you got a retest of that. Yesterday morning gave you an opportunity. Yesterday morning, I would have probably taken it. Not on Sunday, but yesterday morning, that's different. But yeah, that trade is donezo's. I don't think you're going to see. I mean, if they have to liquidate, man, if other companies continue to liquidate, then yeah, it's likely to continue. But there's no way I would take a short trade on that right now. No way. I'm not looking to buy it either, though, right? I just stay away from this. Just stay far away from this. Technically bullish says, thanks, Fire. You are more than welcome, my friend. Like I said, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe because we put out fantastic content at least twice a week on the public side of the channel. We do live streams every Tuesday and Thursday, and we do look for trade setups. We do. If we get a trade, we take it, right? We trade over here. So if you want to learn how to be a trader, then you're in the right spot. You're not going to find a better channel to learn how to analyze price better. Are there some out there that are as good? Yeah, probably. But we definitely rank as in the top 10, I would say. All right. You guys have a fantastic day. We will see you Thursday morning. We have CPI at 8:30 a.m. That means we will be going live at 8. Whoa, let's check that. Let me make sure. Because the last time I looked, it said 9:30 was CPI. Let's go see if they changed that. Because we had daylight savings time. Come on, come on, come on. You can do it. Maybe if I close out of this. Just give it a second. I want to see what time, because we're going to go live 30 minutes before then. 8:30. 8:30 core inflation. So the reason it said 9:30 last week is because of daylight savings time. So 8:30 a.m. we're going to be going live at 8, and in anticipation of this, you can see that it's forecasted lower. So typically or technically, we would be looking to buy on that day. We'll look to buy the daily low if we get a test of it. Will it be on Bitcoin? I don't know. If this FTX stuff gets cleared out, or cleared up at least, maybe Bitcoin finds support here. Maybe, right? So, but in any shape, we'll be looking for potential trade entries on Thursday. So join us then. You guys have been fantastic. As always, thank you so much for your time. Make sure you guys trade safe. Make sure you trade smart. And as always, happy trading, everybody.